Welcome back, brothers, to Getting Swole. Got episode 12 here. Chest and biceps, all right. Huge chest day. I should say huge arm day, all right. Huge everything day. Hitting PRs all across the board here. Starting off with the flat bench, of course. Set number 1 got 280 on the bar here. And if you guys remember from last week, set number 1 was 280 as well, and I got it for 5. Well, I got good news here for you today, all right? Added a rep, giving myself a PR with this weight, and next week, I'm going to go for 7. 280 for 7. I actually just finished a leg day with dead bench, and I was doing a pin press / dead bench with 280 on the bar. And I did 5 reps. So looking to just dominate that weight and then move on to 290, probably after I get 280 for, let's say, 8 or 9 reps or whatever. And there will be a few 315 attempts in the mix there. Right, I already got it. And I will say the new bench that I got, the 14-inch wide pad from Rep, the flat competition bench, is really making my back feel so much better. All right, I hit 315 on the skinnier bench, like 11.5 or whatever. And, it's just benching on that thing for a few months didn't really feel comfortable because my shoulders they're a little more wider than most guys out there. So to get a wider bench has really helped a hell of a lot. Now, set number 2 here, 250, 411, and this is awesome. All right. Very proud of myself for this because I always talk about, my all-time PR with weight and reps for bench is 245, 411. Well, I got 250 here, 411, right after doing 280 for 6. So, awesome. That's all I can really say to that, all right? You see me fired up right here. Freaking awesome. All right, now we're moving on to incline bench press. Now, incline is something that I only just recently added back into my program. I think it was only 2 or 3 weeks ago that I started doing it. And this is something that I've never been very strong at. And just like overhead press, that's because I never really took it seriously. Never did it. When I did do incline, it was with dumbbells. And I actually did get pretty strong at dumbbell incline press back when I used to do it all the time and was really progressively overloading on it. Really getting strong on it. I think the most I got was 95s for 11 on incline bench press. Also hit a PR here. This is 205 for 8. That's adding 1 rep from last bench session because I only got 7 that time. And for set number 2, I was debating whether or not to go down to, let's say, 185 or whatever and just pump out maybe like 12 reps. And I decided not to. I decided to go right back to 205. And I really wanted to repeat 8 for it. Unfortunately, didn't work out. All right. My ass came way up off the bench on the last attempt. So I was like, you know what? Instead of giving like a shitty ass rep, if my freaking ass way up off the bench, let's just throw it on the safeties and call it a day. All right. To get 7, that's not bad. All right. Especially after doing 8 with it. For the first set, not too shabby at all. You guys see me crawling out of the little position there from under the bar. Thank God I have these safety pins. And all right, on to a new phase here. All right, and this is the weighted dip. All right, you guys have not really seen me do this yet. I used to do it quite a bit back then. I used to get, I think I put 2 plates on in a 25 way back then, and I think that's a lot of weight. I see guys doing like 3 plates on this. It just like amazes me. I can see myself working up to that eventually, but I really think all the focus would have to be on this movement. Just focus on bench right now, and weighted dips seems like too much. So that might be something I look forward to in the future, but it is going to be something that I start doing a lot more, and that's why you guys see it in this episode. And that weight was just a 45 added to my body weight. So I just wrote down 250 pounds and I got 10 reps and I failed 11. Now we got big boy weight on the barbell curls. All right, we got 125 pounds here on the 30-pound easy bar, or I'm sorry, including the 30-pound easy bar. Got 90, then a 2.5 on each side. And this is a new weight, all right? Decided to go up a little bit. Just wanted to see how my body reacted to a 5-pound increase for this, and I ended up getting 7. All right, I know the form isn't the best, but I'm a huge believer in cheat curls. Huge believer in them. And I don't really think I actually think there's a study that came out showing that people grew more from doing slight cheat reps on things like barbell curls. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's something that came out. So all the guys that are like, oh, strict form and all that, there's a time and place. Okay, there's no right or wrong answer. But in my opinion, if you want to grow, cheat reps are the way. Now set number 2, dropped down to 110 pounds. Got 10 reps, all right? So that's -1 from last week, because I also dropped down last week to 110 pounds, and I got 11. But not too worried about that. I mean, added weight to the first set, so definitely took a little more out of me than it did last week. Not really surprised there one bit. And a lot of guys actually neglect curls. There's like this huge movement. I wouldn't say huge movement, but there's like this subsection of the fitness industry that believes you don't need to do curls. And you know what? I don't really know too much about that. I don't really look into that. I'm just going to go on a limb here and say that guys curl because they enjoy it. All right. Like there's nothing more enjoyable than barbell curling, with the exception of the bench press, maybe. All right. Doing a barbell curl is just awesome, right? It's like the most macho movement ever, like the most douchiest movement in the world. Why would you not do it? And plus, you're going to grow your biceps. It's not like you're not growing your biceps. Now on to preacher curl. Set number 1 went up to a new weight here. All right, I'm not that strong at these yet. Okay, I'm getting there. All right, the goal eventually is to be repping like 110 pounds or whatever on these. But right here, got 95 pounds for 7, failed 8, and that is a PR. All right, I know it's a new weight, but really exposing my body to new weights in this episode. And that's what you got to do if you want to grow, especially if you've been training for a while and you have 0 enhancements going inside of you. Now set number 2 here, went down 10 pounds to 85 pounds, and I got 9 reps. So not too shabby on that. I think that was different from last week. Last week I did 2 sets of 90 pounds, and that was when I repeated the reps and all that. But to add 2 with a lower weight from the first set, not too shabby at all. In this part of the video, I like to reflect kind of on my approach to lifting lately. Now, you guys know me. I used to do all the bodybuilding stuff, and I did that for a long time, and I just needed something new. I needed another kick to get me going. All right, another kick in the ass to get me going, to really fall in love with training again. I was still training, but went through an injury, and I was just all out of whack. And when I got back into it and I was doing all the machine stuff, it got boring real quick. And changing up my routine, really implementing a lot of strength training with the bodybuilding hypertrophy training, it's been such a blast. And it's only been a few months, and I've already grown quite a bit. And that's being natural, right? Don't have any enhancements going inside of me, like I said before. Feeling awesome. You guys can see here, I think I look pretty darn good. All right, not as lean as I once was, but I have grown not to really care too much about that. It's like, really don't care too much about it. I'm not saying you can't be strong and lean at the same time. You definitely can. All right, I feel like the fitness industry over exaggerates that. They're like, oh, if you're too lean, you can't be strong. I don't really agree with that, but to carry on a little extra fat, I just feel a lot healthier. All right, we're not meant to be freaking peeled. All right. We're just not. It's not meant for us. Back's looking pretty good here. All right. Getting more of that V shape. I think adding the pull-ups back in was a game changer. All right. Really looking forward to getting really good at those. Got some side chest here. Shoulders are looking a little striated here. Okay. And a little wider too from the front. That is something that was lacking in my physique a few months ago, but that is exactly why I'm doing a bunch of overhead pressing now. But yeah, guys, that is the video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.